Ozzy Osbourne built a legacy on darkness and spectacle. But what if the man behind the myth was quietly reaching for something far greater? What if it all came down to a personalized Bible and a family conversation no one expected? Ozzy, John Michael, Osbourne's legacy was forged in shock and controversy, bats, occult imagery, and wild excess. But behind that persona, he often expressed with regret about being reduced to only those moments. Ozzy once told an interviewer, quote, "They all think I'm singing Satan, 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 death, etc." He continued, "And they think that's all that comes out of my mouth. They never stop to listen. They've already prejudged me and tried me." Yet Ozzy didn't just reject the label of Satanist. He took the branding and ran with it, while seemingly embracing another identity. In a 1986 interview with Spin, he declared, "I'm a Christian. I was christened as a Christian. I used to go to Sunday school. However," he added, "I never took much interest in it," expressing a sense of distance from organized religion. But despite being christened and attending Sunday school, Ozzy often confessed he'd never read the Bible, stating, quote, "It's in a language I don't understand," expressing a frustration to the Bible wording. He'd also explained that with dyslexia, long passages of text felt like looking at a Chinese menu, a barrier too painful to overcome. In songs like After Forever, he wrestled with questions of God. In Miracle Man, he challenged hypocrisy. And in Dreamer, he expressed longing for a world steeped in hope. Ozzy's paradox began with his branding. Ozzy was labeled the Prince of Darkness, but many of his lyrics reflect someone wrestling with light. In 2023, Dylan Novak, known as the celebrity evangelist, visited the Osbourne home. He stated that Ozzy was a very sweet man, and you could tell the Osbourne family was very close. Upon visiting the Osbourne home, Novak didn't just bring tracts, he brought gifts tailored to each family member. For Ozzy, he gave a New Believers Edition Bible, large print NLT, easy to read, with Ozzy's name printed on the cover. He also handed them a personal letter expressing how much he cared about their souls, evangelistic tracts, and the book Gasp by Tony Nolan. When Dylan presented the Bible, Ozzy's face lit up. He asked, "Is that my name on the cover?" As he flipped to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Ozzy exclaimed, "I can understand this." Novak reported genuine excitement in Ozzy's face upon receiving his gifts. He recounted that Ozzy then, quote, "turned it over and goes, 'You actually got my name on it.' And, quote, 'Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.'" Weeks later, Novak ran into Jack Osbourne at a fan convention. Jack shared something revealing about his father's reaction. He said, quote, "Your gift meant more to Dad than you know. He literally refused to go to his hotel room without it." Jack recalls Ozzy exclaiming, quote, "Where's my Bible? I'm not going without it." Novak recalls Jack mentioning that the Osbournes' crew even had to go back down to get Ozzy's Bible and the rest of his biblical materials, including the personal letter Dylan had written. Jack explained to Novak that the gospel materials Novak gifted their family was the main topic of discussion over lunch the very next day. Each family member also expressed how deeply touched and emphasized how thoughtful the gifts were and how appreciative they all were that each gift was personalized and not generic. Ozzy reportedly kept the Bible on his bedside table once home, proudly showing visitors the Bible that has my name on it. We'll never fully know Ozzy's spiritual state during his final moments. But when we look back at some of these glimpses, they offer intriguing insight into what may have been stirring in someone who often felt spiritually lost. He lived loud, but perhaps he was searching for something quiet, something deeper. In a world full of uncertainty, is it possible that the man known as the Prince of Darkness was quietly chasing a little light after a lifetime marked by pain, confusion, and chaos? This story isn't about declaring Ozzy saved, it's about hope, the kind that says no legacy is too dark, and no persona too far gone, for grace to reach. Ozzy's legacy is undeniably complex. Yet maybe, in those final days, he found something more. A flicker of truth beyond the image, beyond the noise. Grace was never meant for the polished. It's for those who know they're not. For the misunderstood. For the ones who've stumbled, or worse, hit rock bottom.